Hey, welcome back to the Mark Moses Show, and we are getting ready for MEGACON 2023 there in Orlando, and it's going to be going on March 30th through April 2nd. This fine gentleman's going to be there, the voice of Super Mario, Charles Martinet. Charles, how you doing today, buddy?
To all my friends in Orlando and in Florida, it's me, Super Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia, you number one. Ha ha!
It's very nice to meet you, Charles. That's what I want.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you very much, Mark. It's a pleasure to be here. Love it. I can't wait. Orlando MEGACON is like my favorite show in the world. It's just so much fun.
You're going to be there all 4 days, right?
Yes, I am. I can't wait to meet fans. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world because I'm always so grateful to Nintendo for letting me play these wonderful characters 31 years now. And then grateful to the show producers for bringing me out, flying me out there, putting me up, and most grateful to the fans because their love for the game is what gives me the chance to go out, see the world, meet them, and it just bathe in the joy and the happiness and the fun and the love in that atmosphere. It's marvelous.
What are fans like when they come up to you?
They are so sweet. They're grateful. You're the voice of my childhood. I get that from guys that are like 50 years old. And I'm like, oh, and I get that from guys that are like 7 years old, which is very cute. You're the voice of my childhood. I said, thank you very much. That's so sweet. It's just great. They're just so nice, so kind. And I always wish for everybody that you could experience your dreams and live your dream and your happiness and explore your sense of whatever it is that's fun, your passions, and do that in life because, like you're doing, like I do, it just makes life so sweet.
What's it like where people are constantly impersonating you? Like me. They do it to me all the time. They like to impersonate my voice. What about you?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Creativity inspires creativity. There are people doing all kinds of art and things, and I receive paintings and drawings and things, which is absolutely adorable. And sometimes figurines, sometimes things that people have made. Somebody brought me a Parthenax. I did Parthenax in Skyrim. What brings you to the throat of the world? And I all of a sudden, look, here's a Parthenax. I'm like, oh, you're kidding? Made out of play, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So it's the people that are so beautiful.
How did you get into voice acting?
I was an actor doing a lot of corporate videos. And one day I did a commercial for Orchard Supply Hardware where I was just standing there, as the guy with the pitchfork and his wife by the barn.
Yeah.
American Gothic. I was doing that. And for 9 hours we sat there sweating under the hot lights as they pinpointed every bit of light. And, and finally at the end of 9 hours, the producer goes, hey, by the way, do you do voiceover? And I said, yes. Not really knowing exactly what a voiceover was. I kind of thought that Fred Flintstone was real, and Scooby-Doo was real, so I didn't know exactly what it meant. So he hands me this copy. He goes, okay, and action. Orchard Supply Hardware, the right item at the right price right now. I know, here's another $250. I'm a voice actor. Hooray. I made as much money in 15 seconds as I had made standing there all day long, getting up at 4:00 in the morning. I'm like, this is a good career.
But so you studied acting and theater, correct?
Yes, I did. I did 10 years of theater. I went to the Drama Studio of London. Sir John Gielgud was our patron, and it was just a marvelous opportunity to learn the profession and the skills of acting. Came back, did 10 years more theater. And then just, I thought I would try to find something else to do. Failed miserably at business. And by good chance, someone called me up and said, hey, you want to do a audition for a corporate video? I said, sure. What's a corporate video? It's a video that's corporate. Oh, what am I going to do? Act. Okay, I'll do it. And I ended up doing 600 of those. It was a way to make a living in that market in San Francisco and had a wonderful time. And then voiceovers and couple thousand radio jobs and TV sort of guest appearance jobs. And then along came Mario. I'm sitting here on the beach one day. My pager went off. It was a friend of mine. He said, you got to go crash this audition. I said, I am a professional actor. I would never cross an audition. Where should I go? And I got in the car. I drove downtown. I auditioned for this, and my only direction was, you're an Italian plumber named Mario in a game for a company called Nintendo. We've got a real-time animation system that we have no idea if it's going to work or not. But if it doesn't work, I'm not going to pay you to sit there all day. So make up a voice, make up whatever you want, start talking, and when you run out of things to say, that's your audition. And of course, to me, I'm like Italian plumber from Brooklyn. Get out of my face, I'm working here. What do you want from me? I'm not listening. And I thought, doing that all day would be horrible. Let's try something more light and fun. And I had done Gremio and Taming the Shrew. Now you sit there, you guys talk like, I'll do something like that, but younger. But I heard action. I don't know anything about video games. So I just made stuff up about food, and I didn't stop until the tape ran out.
I love your energy, by the way. I hope you know that. I know you haven't even been drinking coffee. This is just you, right? Just you talking all the time.
Yeah, so although I do have a cup of coffee right here. Decaf.
I love it. But you knew who Mario was, right? When they said Mario.
I had never heard of him. But this is 1991. This is a long time ago. And I wasn't familiar with Nintendo. I never heard of Nintendo, never heard of Mario. I played video games when it was, Atari was king.
Yeah.
There was Pong and then Space. My last real game was Space Invaders. And that was too intimidating for me.
Charles, when you told your family, all right, I'm going to be the voice of Mario, what was all their reaction? That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, that's nice, honey. Who's Mario?
You don't get that now, do you, from family members?
No, now I still send things. A lot of fan artwork goes to my mom's house. I got one. I was in New Orleans and somebody gave me one of those soft shell crabs.
Yeah.
The back of it. Painted on one side is Mario and the other side is Luigi. And that's the treasure that's hanging over the fireplace right now. So she knows who he is, but doesn't have any concept of what a video game is. She's 95, by the way.
When did it hit you? And your mom's awesome. I'll give you the shout out. Yeah, that's awesome. When you made Mario 64, that's kind of the big one, right?
Yeah.
How long did that take to record all that and get it all ready to go?
I think that was 4 days of absolute joy and fun because I've been improvising for 5 years. So there were things in my lexicon like, it's me, Mario, let's go, things like that. And then, looking for how do you do joy? Wahoo! Was something we had kind of played with, that sort of happy joy thing. And then in the session, it's like, well, what do we do, when maybe, someone doesn't pick up the controller for a long time. Maybe we can, go into dark. We're going to figure out, how maybe he's going to sleep, spaghetti, ravioli, mamma mia. We're just playing around with ideas and having fun. That was one of the greatest sessions of my life. But every session with Nintendo has been fun.
Was there a moment you're like, okay, this is a big deal? Like it finally hit you like, oh man.
Yes, we were doing Mario in real time at E3 some 10 years after I had started doing Mario. And I was on a lunch break, because you talk to people all day. Oh, look at that. You got the hat on, just like a Mario, and I'm on a break and I'm like walking, across to go to the lunchroom and someone said, excuse me, are you Charles Martinet? And I'm like, yes. I'm thinking, how in the world could anybody, maybe it's like somebody's son that I went to high school with. And he goes, oh, I have something to autograph. Would you please autograph it for me? And I no, he said, do you do autographs and like that? I said, yes, but I don't have a pen and I don't have anything to autograph. And he goes, I do. And he reaches in his backpack and pulls out games, pulls out a pen. And I'm like, sure. And I'm sitting there thinking, how do I sign this? I mean, what do you, and I'm like, huh. And I thought, well, I always say something nice to people as Mario. So I say, you number one. And I signed Mario. And then Charles Martinet underneath. And I said, how's that? He goes, oh, that's great. And I signed the other things. And I look up and I see about 15 people standing behind him in the queue. And I'm like, what's going on? And the security guy brought a table and a thing. And I just sat there signing autographs going, what's going on?
All right, we're here at Charles Martinet. So there's a moment last fall I had to do a soccer game and I got paid well. And I had to go buy a bed. And I looked at that bed, I said, me doing that game paid for this bed, right? Do Do you look at like, all right, I need a new chair for my office? You're like, yep, Mario paid for that chair. Do you look at it like that as well?
I never do that way, but I look at the person I most want to be in life is Mario. And the components of the character that I tried to instill were, love, faithfulness, joy, happiness, optimism, facing adversity with courage and joy and determination, all the things that I think are characteristics that are of good humans, that loving and caring, devoted to somebody, loving all the time, So I try to do that. I'm a little bit more like Luigi, a little bit more terrified when things go wrong.
That's awesome. And you're Wario as well, correct?
I'm Wario in the morning before coffee. If I spill the coffee a lot, then I'm Waluigi. What's going on?
See, what's funny? Okay, see, Mario, when you think of him, you smile. He's such a lovable character. But I'm a hardcore video game player. Mario's not an easy game. You think it's easy. No. There's pain and frustration, Charles, when you play these games. There really is.
Yes, and I admire, people say, how good are you at playing Mario games? And I say, well, I can always find out the princess is not in this castle.
I love it.
But I've watched my nieces to pieces playing with their boyfriends, their husbands, and they get to the last levels, and I'm like, I can't even, it wouldn't matter if I was looking or not. I'd be out in a minute. It's incredible how intricate and difficult, but it's a brilliant thing that if you play the first Mario game or the most recent Mario game, you'll always know this is Mario, and that comes from passion and devotion that is unbelievable.
Charles, do you have like collectors? Do you have some like, holy grail, like one of the first cartridges? Like what do you have in your collection?
I don't have a whole lot. About 9 years ago, my landlord died and I thought I was going to inherit the house. He had said, you'll either inherit the house or you can live there the rest of your life. And 2 days before Christmas, I got a 60-day notice to evict. So I was traveling all the time and I thought to myself, what am I going to do? Go find an apartment in San Francisco for $10,000 for a one bedroom or live out of a suitcase? So I sold everything, lived out of a suitcase for 5 or 6 years, and then moved with my sweetheart into a real home. And I'll tell you, you learn so much when you don't have a million possessions. Like if you buy something, you got to get rid of something. Otherwise, you're carrying two of them.
That's a good point. Do you speak, for our listeners, do you speak multiple languages?
Yes, I speak Spanish, I speak French, I speak English, and I speak a little bit of Italian. A bit. So I can get myself understood in Italian.
So if they're like, hey, we need Mario in Spanish, you're like, don't worry, we're good to go. I'm your guy. Do you do that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And I can do that in multiple languages. I also do, because of that wonderful school of acting, the drama studio in London, I do phonetics. So if somebody writes something out phonetically for me, I'm good to go.
See, he's a triple threat. I like it. That's awesome. I love it. All right. If we're coming to MegaCon, we're coming to your booth. What is the advice? Like, what should we bring? What should we do exactly if we were going to come meet you?
If you have something for me to autograph, I'd love to autograph things, and we'll take photographs together. Come to my panel discussion. That's a major focus for me, is spreading the message of love and joy and empowerment to young people. I really completely believe you can live your dreams and be happy and successful. And you're the obvious proof of it. I'm the proof of it. It's really true. The first part is loving yourself and developing that relationship with yourself. But, I have things on the table that are everything I do is officially licensed Mario product. And I do have some collectibles too. So if there are people that love to collect, I will have some collectibles that are PSA certified.
Ooh, very nice. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Before I let you go, all right, I have to try it to Mr. Mario himself. All right. So my voice, I have to do this. All right. I have to try it. Okay. So my voice goes really deep and then it can go really high. That's my high voice. So I'm going to try. All right. I know you're going to laugh at me. It's me. Okay, I got to do it. I'm going to try not to laugh here when I do this.
You got it.
Okay. It's me, Mario. That's my best.
Beautiful.
So it is.
Just put a little bit of it down. It's a me, Mario.
You know when it hits me when you do it is when you say Mamma Mia. That's when it hits it for me.
Say that then. Say Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
That's it.
So
Beautiful.
great. Look,
Now I'm getting hungry for pasta. Let's go eat.
All right, can you give a shout out? Or if I could do, all right, so I tried to record this and then my Zoom thing keeps screwing up. All right, I'm going to try to record this correctly. If you could do this for me, I appreciate it. All right.
Sure.
Can you give a shout out to my cousin Harrison and my brother Andrew that you are Mario? All right. So I'm going to turn off my mic. All right. Here, whenever you're ready.
Hello, Super Harrison. Hello, Super Andrew. It's a me, Super Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia. You guys, you number one. Ha ha. See you in my games. Yippee.
That was awesome. Charles Martinet. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on and good luck with MegaCon in a couple weeks.
Thanks so much. I hope I see you there. And thank you so much, everybody.